Greetings from Guatemala, that is one light to the nations. I want to share with you that some years ago, I asked God about a doubt that I had. The doubt was, which is the difference between a soul and a spirit? It is important to understand the difference because the man and a woman is spirit, soul, and body. And what I want to do is explain, not today, but in next opportunity, how to listen the voice of God, how to talk with God. God is a transmitter and man is a receiver. So if we know how is the transmitter and how is the receiver, it's easier to listen the voice of God. It is not absolutely necessary, it's not absolutely necessary to know how is the transmitter and the receiver, but it helps very much. For instance, for example, we drive our autos, our cars, we only start and we drive. It is not absolutely necessary, very important to be an auto mechanic, but it helps. If you have problem with your car, to understand what happened. For car mechanics is easier to have the answers when they have the problems with their cars. When I asked God the difference between soul and spirit, He moved my head and I watched the wheel of a car that I had inside of my house. And I understood with my thoughts what God was explaining. All the wheel is the person. The man is the wheel. The air inside is the spirit. In Greek, the word pneuma means spirit, but also means air. I also understood that the tire, the rubber, is the soul. It means thoughts, decisions, our will, feelings. And the rim is the body. If a tire doesn't have air inside, cannot roll even if it is new. It doesn't work. It means that to be happy, to have peace, to walk to God, to be prosperous, to have a good life, we need air inside. We need the Spirit of God inside. Now, a tire with a lot of repairs, patches, vulcanizations, but keeping the air inside can run. It works. Maybe not very, very well, but it works. It means that a person with negative feelings, sometimes with bad decisions and depressions, but with air, can run to God. Maybe very slow, but can run to God. A will with a rim bitten is a person with disease. But if that person has air inside, the Holy Spirit inside can run. It's important to understand that the Spirit is the part that is aware of God. The soul is aware of us, and the body is aware of environment or world. The important point is also that the spirit determinate the soul, and the soul determinate the body. Spirit, soul, and body. If you have the Holy Spirit in your spirit, you will have better feelings, you will have better thoughts, you will have good decisions, less mistakes, less stress, and consequently you will have a healthier body. We will be healthier with a healthier body. So, the important thing is to understand that what is essential to have a good communication with God is to have the Spirit of God within our spirit. Because our spirit is the one who is aware of God. A flat tire cannot communicate with God because it doesn't have what is essential, the pneuma, the air of God inside. God explained me the same thing in another way. Some time ago, we had with my wife a farm out the city, and at the beginning we didn't have electricity in our house. So we connected, I park my car. I used to park my car very, very near the house, and I connected two wires from the car battery to 12 bulbs inside the house, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the room. When the battery was charged, everything was illuminated. And when the charge dropped, I went just to go outside and started the car and recharge the battery. What God explained me is that energy represents God. The battery is our spirit. The light is our soul. And the wire and bulbs they represent the body. When the electricity charge falls, that is when the presence of God decreases, the light began to be extinguished until it's dark. Let us see then how it's important to maintain the presence of God in us, or in the semblance of the will, how it's important to keep the air inside. In this semblance, how it's important to keep the charge in the battery. If you have air, if you have charge, if you have Spirit, the Holy Spirit inside, you will talk with God. You will understand the answers, and you will listen to the voice of God. How do you blow air into the tire? How do you charge the battery? Having a personal relationship with God. Living facing God and facing away from sin, which is accomplished with a decision. You decide to live facing God. How can I have the Spirit inside? Now, today I will give you a short answer. Simply asking God, saying God, God, I want to have your Spirit in me. And He will give it to you in due course. If you ask your Father a bread, He will give you a bread, not a snake. If you ask God, I want to have your Spirit inside, He will give you in due course. In our country, many people have the Spirit in seal, the Holy Spirit in seal. And when requesting it, there is a revival, an effusion. The Spirit manifests His presence in us. Many times we have some air, but not too much. Very few air. And we need more. Well, now you know the important point today is to explain that you know how is the receiver. Spirit, soul, and body. And you know that the Spirit, your Spirit is the part of you that will communicate with the transmitter that is God. Next time I will explain how is the transmitter. And next time, how to listen to the voice of God. I appreciate very, very much your attention, and have a very, very good day.